In today's video, I'll turn this Akedo Warrior, who looks a lot like Bumblebee, and whose name even starts with the same first letter as Bumblebee, and probably even daydreams about being Bumblebee, into, you guessed it, Bumblebee. Hi everyone, welcome back to Eddie's World. In our last customization, we made our very first custom Akedo Warrior using only parts from our new 3D printer. Today, we'll use it again to make someone you guys have been requesting for a long time now. Bumblebee was popular even back when I was little, and throughout the years, he's only gotten cooler. I would have made Bumblebee sooner, but I simply could not find the right size parts. The funny thing I noticed is that even though a Bumblebee figure might be twice as big as an Akedo figure, the head will still be too small. Thanks to my new 3D printer, adjusting the size of a part is no longer a problem. Nope. Now we have a whole new set of problems. What is all of this? I just printed this Bumblebee head, and I've been searching for this for so long, I can't even believe I'm holding it in my hands right now. I made two different sizes, and I'm about to see which one looks better on an Akedo figure. We got really lucky with this boot up, because the whole right side of his head doesn't have any glue. That's as easy as it gets right there. He has a strong neck, you hear that? I like the fact that I'm gonna have to come up with an actual weapon for Bumblebee, but I still haven't figured out what it should be, and I'm not gonna worry about it until later. I got a bunch of grinding to do, so let's grab some tools and head outside.
Don't forget to use your dust mask. Don't forget to use your dust mask.
Here's the bigger head. What do you guys think? It's looking more like a Funko Pop, right? Here's the smaller head, and I think we have a winner. This is everything I printed for today's project, and most of it is unusable. I definitely can't use the chest plate, but I might be able to use the feet. Let's cut them out and see if we can get them to work. They're the perfect size, and I think we might just get lucky. Real quick, before we move on, I just wanted to answer an email I got from Rocky Lai. Thanks for the email, Rocky. I'm glad you like your Optimus Prime, and that's awesome to hear that you're making your own customs. I checked out your channel, and I just have to say that your custom Overflow and custom Wildvine are totally awesome. I'm super impressed. To answer your question, I have the doubles back there just to make the background a little more interesting to look at. And now my drawers are empty and ready for some Series 5 doubles. Guys, I've been staring at these legs for a really long time now, and for some reason, one is taller than the other. I'm not convinced that this is gonna work, but there's no turning back now. To make this connection as strong as it needs to be, I'm gonna run a wire from one leg through the body and into the other leg. In other words, we need to drill some holes. Be really careful whenever you're drilling this close to your fingers. Now, I'll bend a small piece of wire into a U shape and feed it through the holes and into the legs. What do you guys think? The left side looks pretty good, and I think I have an idea. Let's print out another set of legs and give Bumblebee 2 left feet. While I was waiting for the print, I grinded off a bunch of details that didn't suit Bumblebee's appearance. I also did a side-by-side comparison with Optimus Prime, and I noticed that Bumblebee was a bit too tall. Hopefully, I remember to fix that. No promises. The leg is done printing, so let's cut it off and see if it's gonna work. There's 1 and 2. What do you guys think? I gotta make a few adjustments, but I'm pretty happy with it. And this concludes the 3D printer portion of the video. For the remaining details on Bumblebee, I'll be using Epoxy Sculpt. It's a 2-part epoxy clay that self-hardens in under 8 hours. Make sure you mix it up good. The first detail I'm working on is the chest plate, which is basically the front end of a VW Beetle. I'll shape it in one piece, then cut it in half after it hardens a little. These little details, like the headlights and bumpers, take a lot of time and patience, so make sure you don't rush this part. And if you get overwhelmed or start doubting your skills, take some time out and pet your dog. Your dog will comfort you and remind you, it's just a toy. One crucial component to working with epoxy clay or any other type of clay is having the right tools. Sometimes the right tool is a straw. As I'm sculpting, I keep walking back to my laptop where I have pictures of Bumblebee that I'm trying to go off of. And in the main picture that I've been using, Bumblebee doesn't have anything on his back. But I just so happened to notice another picture of Bumblebee where his doors are on his back, spread open like wings. And it looks amazing. I'm not sure if I can get it to work, but I need to try. That looks so good, but they look like they might interfere with the split strike. I'm gonna make them anyways, and hopefully we can figure it out. But with or without doors, we need a weapon. Let's hit the parts jar and see what we can find. This is going to be perfect for what I have in mind, but if you want to see what I turn it into, you got to stick around to the end because I want it to be a surprise. Comment right now what you think it is. This has definitely been one of the hardest and most intricate builds to date, and I've been focusing so much on fabrication that I haven't even realized how difficult painting is going to be. But as I was brushing on the primer, it started to hit me. And I realized that I could mess it all up with a bad paint job. A lot of the details are extremely tiny and require the smallest of my brushes and the steadiest hand. One thing that really saved a lot of time was that each different color is separated by a hard line. It's not like I'm just painting some armor on his hand. There actually is a piece of armor on his hand to paint. And this made the whole process a lot more enjoyable and something I need to keep in mind for future builds. This is by far my new favorite custom Akedo Warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Bumblebee. What do you guys think? Between the 3D printed parts and the clay sculpted parts, I think we managed to include all the important details that make Bumblebee so iconic. Oh, and did anyone notice something on the back? Those are magnets for his magnetic detachable doors. My solution to the splitting problem. As Bumblebee's head tilts back and makes contact with the doors, the magnets allow for just enough movement for a split strike. And what about the weapon? I did a lot of research, and in Transformers 5, The Last Night, Bumblebee attacks Nemesis Prime with the Warhammer. Now, every picture I found of the Warhammer was different, so I just kind of did a mashup of all of them. I just barely finished painting this guy in time, and everything is still a little tacky. Otherwise, we'd be testing him out right now. But that's gonna have to wait for the battle challenge with Eddie and Clark. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.